Welcome back to the channel, people. And this is not Serpy. And this is the reason why I do not support the Chinese mechanic coming into Jamaica and disrupting our workforce. By now, you have seen the news and you've seen all of the charade and all of the carry-ons on the internet with people lining up for hours from 3 o'clock in the morning. It's just ridiculous just to go and see a mechanic. No, the average Jamaican lining up to go see a mechanic is completely absurd. I personally don't think the mechanics in Jamaica are half as bad as people are making it out to be. I know there are some cruel ones, but for every cruel ones, there are good ones. But people choose to go to the the bad ones. In some cases, of course, not all cases. So don't think that I'm here picking up or supporting bad workmanship, bad work ethics, and bad customer service because there's a lot of that in Jamaica, to be honest. So that's not what this is about. This is about I have at least 10 reasons why Jamaicans should not be celebrating the forthcoming of Chinese mechanics into the Jamaican workforce. So one of the main reasons why we are reaping the effects of the bad mechanics is we ourselves over the years have sown seeds of bad relations with our skilled workers, and that is one of the reasons why sometimes some workers deal with us the way we get dealt with. Not the right thing to do and not the right appreciation or customer relations. But we ourselves are to be blamed for some of these. And I'm going to tell you why. One of them is we Jamaicans, we like to do a thing we call broke foot, right? We like to go to our mechanics, our cabinet makers, our masons, plumbers. We like to go to them, tell them we want this work to be done, that work to be done. And when it's time to pay, we short pay the men. Or sometimes we don't even pay them at all. Or sometimes we give them story and tell them, oh, we don't get paid till X and we don't get paid till Y. But guess what? This person also have to go home to his family. But nobody's looking at that. So that is one of the reasons why we are always going to have bad workmen. Because we create that environment. So that is where this problem came in, where mechanics start to take down payments, and when they take the down payments and they don't finish the work because of whatever reason, now, of course, some of them have bad work habits and work ethics, and some of them use the money to buy rum or do whatever they want. But it in a world where everything is not perfect, some men, of course, abide by this and they take your down payment and they finish the work, but a lot of them they don't. And we're the ones who cause that because this broke foot mentality that we have, we just feel like we can broke the foot off one of our honest working men, honest working tradesmen, and that is not good. Next thing is we also don't like to pay the full price. We like to ball down. You understand? Jamaican people love ball down. They ball down everything. They only ball down the prices of the trying man. They're not going to go to, let's say, Fontana Pharmacy or a Sandals or a whoever it is, any one of the big shot, KIG, ATL, any one of those big companies. They're not gonna go there and Mr. Whoever it is, Mr. Hu Shang or Hong Hao, say, you know what, this Ford vehicle or this whatever vehicle is for 2 point, or let's say 5 million, 6 million. They're not gonna go there and say, I only have 4 million, Mr. Whatever, Mr. Hosham. That's all I have. But you can't do for me. They're not gonna do that. But a little man selling scallion on the road and him sell it for $100, 100 Jamaican. Imagine that, 100 Jamaican dollars and you want to pay 80. Imagine that. But you see a man will go into Fontana Pharmacy and they selling cologne for how much? $1,000, 18,000, 20, 25, 30, whatever it is. Wouldn't you say cash? You go in there with your debit card, hold it at an angle, well fancy, and you swipe that debit card for the full price of the 18,000 for a few ounces of cologne. You want to go down the market and ball down Miss Kitty for her orange and her banana or whatever it is that she's selling for real substandard prices. So that's another reason why Jamaicans I go get what they don't get when it come down to work, man. With regards to the Brookfoot and the ball down price, we will do a full video on all of these disgusting habits that Jamaicans have over the years, and we will go deeper into these topics in another video. You will see a link to that video in the top right hand corner of the video screen. Next thing, we try to live above our means. We as Jamaicans, yes, we like to keep up with the Jones or try to prove on other Jamaicans, or we try to act like we're better than others. I don't know why we come up with it's not a Jamaican thing actually, it's a black people thing. From Africa days, black people always try to show off on the other black people. So when we go out and we want to get a vehicle, we don't try to get a vehicle that we think of is reasonable, the price is reasonable, the parts are reasonable, it's easy to get service. You can just go anywhere around the road and get it service. We can go anywhere around the road and up the town, down the town, and you buy parts for it. A simple oil filter, a simple wiper blade, you can get it round a egg shop or that shop. Nope. We want the Range Rover, we want the Jaguar, the Alfa Romeo, the Audi, the BMW, the Subaru this, the Mitsubishi that. High-end vehicles we want. Just to show off, man. Just to prove that, yes, you have a money, you have a $2 you can spend. And we want everybody to know that we have $2. But when it's time to service these same vehicles, we like to ball down price when we get hit. What the price is. A standard European vehicle have massive brakes, massive tires, massive everything, 1,000,001 fuse, 1,000,001 sensors, some of them so irrelevant. And all of them are set to fail. They have to fail because that's how the Germans make money. The vehicle is designed to fail. It's not going to last forever, but when it breaks, we don't want to pay to fix it. We don't want to go to KIG. We don't want to go to ATL people them. We don't want to go to Stewards or whoever it is that are selling the parts for whatever prices because they're going to sell it at ridiculous prices. But in reality, that's what it's worth. If you want to buy that kind of vehicle, be prepared to spend that kind of money. Don't go down on Mr. X or Mr. Y and say, why the shocks is for 50,000 and me only have 40. No, go away with that. Go to hell with that. You want to spend 40,000, you're going to get a Toyota, man. You understand? Or when you go to a dealership and they work on the vehicle and they charge you 200,000. Oh my God, these people want to get rich off me. No, they're not trying to get rich off you. That's the cost of maintaining those vehicles. A simple Jaguar, BMW, Land Rover, whatever it is, If you want to change a simple filter or a simple spark plug on it, you have to pull down a whole bunch of things. So a regular Toyota, you can change the spark plug or whatever it is in 15 minutes. Those vehicles, it's taking you 2 hours, 3 hours. That's called workmanship. Those people have staff who are paid by the hour or paid by the day. And if they're only going to work on your stupid ass vehicle for 5, 6 hours just to change one stupid item that could have been changed in 15 minutes, then it's going to cost you and you need to pay. But we don't want to pay, right? So we want to go down to Chinaman where he can charge you 40,000. But guess what? Why is the Chinaman charging you 40,000 instead of 200,000? Because he's not paying his staff. Why? Because some of these people that he have here, they're undocumented workers. They're not even working for money. They're working for their freedom. You don't know what kind of arrangement these people have with these people. They're doing, I don't want to say age trafficking as, because YouTube, whatever, whatever, but they're involved in trafficking of individuals. And some of these Chinese that come here, they're working to get their freedom or to get their, I don't know what kind of arrangement that they have, but something that I heard. So when Chinaman can charge you 40,000 because he's not going to pay staff, he's not paying bills or whatever, whatever. They don't pay taxes as Jamaicans because what? The government give them special conditions or special freedoms for X amount of years. And what they do after X amount of years, they transfer the business to another person. And that's why the supermarkets can afford to sell cheaper than any Jamaican mini mart or whatever it is that Jamaicans are selling. We can't compete. And I'm going to go into another video where I will list the reasons why Jamaicans will never be able to compete with Chinese business. And that will be more detail and tell you some of the reasons and some of the scenarios why things that Jamaicans sell are going to be priced higher than what the Chinese sell. Now, by all means, everyone is free to choose the vehicle that they want, what makes them happy. And that's totally fine. But you need to understand that having certain vehicles in a third world country like Jamaica with limited resources in some aspect will have you having vehicles that will sit in garages that are unusable. Or if you do choose to buy said vehicles, you just know that you have to have a certain amount of money readily available to import parts and maybe to have specialized service technicians work on your vehicle. A man under a tree and a little zinc up shed will not be able to work on certain vehicles. One, they are not trained. Two, they are not equipped. And three, because the rules of supply and demand dictates that a man will not spend time or invest time in working on a certain type of vehicle that is going to take him hours just to figure it out and just to get it solved. And you're going to pay him X amount when he can work on 10 vehicles. So you need to think about it. Unless you're willing to pay him a substantial amount of money for the time that you're going to use to work on said vehicle. The next reason, the average mechanic coming out of Jamaica cannot afford to finance the type of garage that you guys are talking about when you go to Mr. Chin garage and you go sit down in an AC and you go this and that. Stop acting like those things are not here. They are here. But you don't want to go there, right? You don't want to go to KIG. You don't want to go to Stewart's. You don't want to go to whatever it is, wherever it is that have these nice garage. You don't want to go there because they're going to charge you money that they should be charging you because everything comes with a cost. You want to sit down in an AC, it comes with electricity, right? It comes with staff, it comes with this, it comes with that. right? And you're not willing to pay for that, but you want to take your Range Rover and bring it to a guy under a zinc up shed, and you want to get AC and you want to get coffee while sitting and waiting for your vehicle to be serviced. Ridiculous, people. Some of you are ridiculous. Your expectations are way too high for the money that you're willing to spend. Next thing, some of us will be scammed or will get scammed because we are ridiculous. We don't know basic mechanical details, but we want to own vehicles. You know that back in the day, in order to have a general driver's license, you had to know basic mechanical concepts. You had to take the mechanic test in order to get the general driver's license. Because a car, as much as you think it's very complicated, it is not. It's very simple. In some things are very simple, some things will not be. Alright? And I know nowadays the vehicles get more ridiculous with the amount of sensors and the amount of unnecessary computer gadgets that is involved. So a lot of them definitely need special knowledge, and tools. And that is where the ridiculousness comes in as well, because we're the ones who are running down the latest vehicle and not thinking about the fact that it comes with additional services, additional tools, additional diagnostic equipment. Alright? Now we're comparing the Chinese and saying that they can scan our tools and know what is the problem. You yourself, big buffoon, can scan your vehicle and know what is wrong with it before you even take it to a mechanic. Did you know that? You go and buy a diagnostic tool for $200 up to $500, whatever you wish to buy. You scan your own vehicle, you know what is wrong with it. You can even buy your own parts. Some of the tools, they even can tell you where to get the parts. You buy the parts and you take it to them. If you're not technical yourself or handy yourself, you take it to the mechanic and you put it in. No man can scam you if you know what you're already working with. Alright? So that's one of the big reasons why you are gonna get scammed. Alright? Because you're overextending yourself. You're taking up things that you're not ready for. No, I'm not saying that everyone is going to be mechanic savvy. But if you decide to own a vehicle, you need to also have basic mechanical knowledge. Right? Just take the time out to learn about vehicles before you take up yourself with big vehicle that you can't maintain, you can't manage. Let's say you are a person who works for a lot of money and your time is very valuable. No one is expecting you to go and be tinkering with a vehicle where you can pay someone 50,000 or 100,000 to fix it, because your time is much more valuable than that, right? No one is expecting you to go and tinker with a whole car. So of course, in that case, by all means, you bring it to the service technician. But then again, it would equate to the fact that you will be able to pay for the quality service that is needed, right? Some of these vehicles that we import in are single-use vehicles. We buy them once and we drive them until the transmission or tranny breaks, or you have an engine failure, or some part of it stop work, some electrical, and you best believe that those parts are not going to be able to be changed. One, they are not available. Two, even if they're available, they are hard to source. And three, they are hard to replace. So sometimes we come to Jamaica. Sometimes we come to Jamaica with our fancy vehicle that we see people, everybody going around with these new It's just gonna be a matter of time before some of them end up in landfill or they're stuck on the front of your yard or in a garage somewhere. You remember when they come out with the Cherry QQ and there's a couple of them that came out and none of them are on the road now. None. They're all in a landfill somewhere. And again, we see the same thing come out. So all of these new Kias, they're nice and pretty and they're cheaper than a Toyota SUV, of course. So yes, you can get your nice um, Kia or Hyundai, this and Hyundai that. Bear in mind that you will be the last owner of some of these vehicles. And I know, yes, I know, some of them, the newer Kia and Hyundai have stepped up their game and they're not the cheap knockoff of years gone by. So it it's a gamble actually. It's a gamble actually with these new Kia and Hyundai because they are very much common on the road now. So yes, you can get parts for them now because there's more supply. So of course there will be parts available. So yes, it's a gamble to get one of these new Kia. Years gone by, I know a lot of people who have these Kia and Hyundai and they can't get them working. Or they have to change over the engine to a Toyota engine or a Nissan engine or a Honda engine just to be able to continue driving. And I know a lot of these people that are going to the Chinese mechanic are only going there because of the hype. Yeah, some of them just go in there to do a oil change or a dispatch change or some simple service that can be done by any under the tree mechanic or even by yourself. But of course, they want the hype to go and full up the people's service area. Why so much people 3 o'clock in the morning trying to go to get a service? It's not that bad. I don't think it's that bad. There's, I don't, yeah, I know Jamaican servicemen are terrible, but I can't imagine that it can be so bad that you have to get up out of your bed 3 o'clock to go and get a mechanic. It's like a visa you're getting, eh? Not even Canadian visa or German visa, and American visa, so you have to go there way ahead of everybody. And that's the part I find chilling, you know. And some of you go in there, you can get up out of your bed and go work on your vehicle yourself. Some of you, it's a simple one too. You go on YouTube, you watch Chris Fix or Scotty Kilmer and fix your whole car yourself. All of this excitement with this one pile of people going to Chinese mechanic acting like Jamaicans have not been doing mechanic work for all of these. People just make it look bad and for unnecessary. I don't think it's that bad, honestly. The main reason why I say Jamaicans are not ready for Chinese to take over the technical workforce is because we have seen it over the years. Chinese come into the supermarket game, or the basic goods, the basic food items game, and they have taken it over and dominating it. Now I've seen some of them even going into hardware, some of them going into agricultural, let's say like pig feed, chicken feed, etc. And as soon as they open these places, we're the ones who run to go there. We're the first ones to go there and pull it up. And we like to compare and say Jamaicans are charging too much. But we're not understanding that Jamaicans have to charge because every business comes with expenses. Chinese do not have the same expenses as us, Jamaican, because the government force our hand because we taxed heavily. We're paying GCT. You see GCT on Chinese receipt? Nope, don't pay that. You see they don't pay income tax. They don't pay no tax basically. I don't even know what expenses they have apart from the basic cost of goods sold plus electricity and light bill and water bill. That's the only probably expense they have. They don't pay staff apart from when they hire two Jamaicans, they pay the minimum wage. The people that you see working there, a lot of them are not getting paid. They're just working for their freedom. Right? So you need to understand that. So when we allow the Chinese to dominate the food market, and it's too late to even complain about that because it's done gone bad already. But you're not also understanding that when Chinese come into a market or a game, when they come into any field, basically they're coming with a 50-year strategy or maybe a 100-year strategy. Because these Chinese that you see here, what they're doing here, they're not doing it for them. They're doing it for their next generation 100 years from now. Because when they come to Jamaica and they full up Jamaica and they dominate Jamaica and then it becomes monopolized. And if you want a slice of bread, you have to go to Mr. Chin to buy it. There's no alternative. What do you think is gonna happen? When they're ready to charge exorbitant prices or whatever it is, there's no there's no going around it because they will be the only source for the food. And now that they're going into the service industry, what happened when they start to make furniture? You ever think about the man who that's his source of income? That's the only way he can pay his bills? Think about it. At the time of recording this video, I've heard that the were the business has been closed down because the workers are undocumented. And the fact that Mr. Chin think he can come to Jamaica, open up shop, offering service without having basic work permit for his workers, show you the levels at which these Chinese are going without consideration for our Jamaican laws. And we, of course, a lot of people are bashing the government, saying that they should allow the Chinese to work because as Jamaica, these people, we need to respect our own country and we need to respect our own laws because those are there to govern us. We can't respect our own laws. How we expect people to respect them? Now, without getting the video too long, just want to take the time out to thank the people who have subscribed before, and if you haven't done so, consider subscribing because we will be making more videos and we will be covering topics that most of you have the questions, but we will be providing the answer. That we'll be looking at these issues. We'll be looking at these together, asking the questions, providing the answers, and that's the goal of the channel, to provide answers to questions that you've always wanted. So please consider subscribing and like the video for the algorithm and check out our other videos on the channel.